The idea behind astrology is that the positions of the sun, the moon, and the stars in relation to the earth impacts and often determines what will happen. Most notably, the idea is that the position of these celestial bodies at the moment of a person's birth shapes that person's personality, and that the alignment of the stars and planets consequently affects a person's temperament and actions. I mean, it's monumentally awkward that people still believe this in the 21st century, but, there you go. So, is there any evidence whatsoever that celestial bodies like the sun, the moon, or the stars shape or impact or predict our personalities in any way? And the answer is no. None whatsoever. Not a single shred of evidence. Full poppycock. Complete and utter nonsense. But, the moon affects the tides. Mm-hmm. And? But we're 90% water. Mm-hmm. And? What about Jupiter, Saturn, Venus? What about the stars that are 10,000 light years away? Why don't they affect the tides or your body? Nonsense. Firstly, astrology fails to provide any kind of mechanism by which it could supposedly operate. No astrologer can explain any kind of logical relationship between the alignment of the stars on the day you were born and the kind of personality that you have. I mean, if the time and place of your birth determines your personality, why then are twins often so different? Moreover, astrologers have never been able to tell us why it's the time of birth rather than the time of conception, or the time we turn 1, or 5, or 16, or 18, or some other arbitrary time that's been plucked from the sky. That's the crucial moment for astrological predictions. Furthermore, because astrologers want their work to pan out, they assign 12 constellations, each to 1 month of the year, and therefore they simply ignore a 13th constellation of the zodiac called Ophiuchus, which is really quite awkward for them, really, isn't it? They also ignore the fact that the sun does not spend an equal amount of time lined up with each constellation. So, for example, the sun from the earth to the line from the earth to the sun points to Virgo for 45 days, but to Scorpius for only 7 days. So that's also rather awkward for everyone, isn't it, really? Finally, there is simply no consistency and no way to check the claims of astrologers. The predictions of astrologers the predictions that they make are purposefully so vague that they're really nothing more than Barnum statements. So yes, astrology is, and always will be, nonsense, complete, unadulterated, balderdash. You gain nothing from it, and most certainly it teaches us absolutely nothing about the world, about ourselves, or about the future. And it doesn't matter how many millions of people believe in it, it doesn't make it true. Oh, and before I let you go, the horoscopes in the newspapers and magazines that everybody reads so avidly are generally written by interns or freelancers.